Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Tarot yet again for another fabulous reading. Okay, keeping the energy positive. Yes, thank you, Master. Yeah, he's just giving me a little pat. Sometimes he thinks I'm a nut, and sometimes he's very much correct in that manner. Okay, what I want to have a quick look at today is I have a whole list of things that I want to look at over the coming week. But I want to have a quick look at the issue of the moment, which is not so much political, but there was a missile launched by the Chinese, apparently, allegedly, that travelled around the world and landed back in China. What do they call it? A hypersonic missile. So the concern is that if the Chinese have that ability, they're in denial. They're saying they didn't do it. The US believe they have detected it. The concern is that if that is the case, then China has the ability to attack anywhere in the world with potential nuclear weapons. Sorry, just shake myself out a bit. I haven't seen in any of my readings or any of my visions China doing so, but General John Hyten, who is the outgoing Vice Chair, Joint Chief of Staffs, has raised the issue. Now, I'm a little bit concerned that they raise the issue as they're outgoing, and I do wonder if it is more making a note of himself as he leaves. But I'm not going to disregard. I will have a quick read on this China in general, and this particular Chinese missile. So first of all, I'll start with the missile. Oh, flinging out of me. Oh, there's too many cards there. Let's just have a quick look. King of Men. Yeah, no, they're not. It was just me having a misshuffle. They do actually have a different feel when it's a misshuffle versus actually flinging themselves out. That was a fling yourself out. Judgment, call to arms. A collective awakening and an inevitable ending. I think this is more the collective awakening as the world, the people of the world wake themselves up to, oh gosh, another one flew out. Death, which is not necessarily somebody dying, it just means that it is the ending of something and a start of something else. So a death and a rebirth. So it is a very serious ending, and something can be reborn out of it. It is also authentic, genuine authenticity. But I think in this case it's it was just the end of an era and a dramatic ending and a rebirth. But it wasn't death. So okay, tell me about this Chinese hypersonic missile. Tell me about this Chinese hypersonic missile. Tell me about this Chinese hypersonic missile. For those that know the cards, you can also feel when the cards are actually telling you that they've shuffled. Okay. Six of Pentacles. Right, so this is reaping what you sow. This is the harvest. Wheel of Fortune, end of a cycle and a new cycle. Queen of Swords. She's a direct and perceptive, compassionate leader. And the Two of Wands. So this is about decisions to be made, plans to be considered about what path one is going to take forward. just ask. This doesn't really tell me a lot about the missile themselves. This is a disappointing harvest. Wheel of Fortune is karma and fate. As I said, Queen of Swords. She's a strong, compassionate and respected leader. She's direct. She's encompassing of diversity. She's perceptive. I'm wondering if this John Hyten is correct, and there is a choice about what path to take forward, what plan to follow. Does this Chinese hypersonic missile exist? Does this Chinese hypersonic missile exist? Does this Chinese hypersonic... That's the second time the Chariot has been thrown out at me. They're actually very similar to the cards that fell out here, and I put them off as being fallen out, so I wonder if they're actually meant to be. Okay, things are moving forward very rapidly. There is a new plan that Biden is involved in, and it again, death, but it's not death as such. It's a significant change, a major change, authentic reform, death and rebirth. So Biden at the moment is actually in discussions, or he was the other day, in discussions with his Chinese counterpart. He is a diplomat from way back. He knows what he's doing. He's not the ilk of the previous president. He is calm, rational, he listens, he is articulate in what he says. Yeah, I don't see, if the missile does exist, the US and China will come to an understanding, is what I'm reading that, and it will be an authentic reform of the relationship between China and the US. Authentic, genuine reform of the relations brought about by Biden. Okay, so we'll see that play out. Just on that, I just want to do an extended Celtic cross on China. It is building up a military, but China actually never really had a military. So to say that it's increased its military by X%, it's come off an extremely low base. It's never had a military the likes of what the US have. Looking forward to the day when no country requires a military. That day will come in the future. Whether it's in my lifetime or not, I don't know. But looking forward to the day when there's not this sort of saber-rattling, argy-bargy, chest-beating going on. Oh dear. Okay, so just tell me about China and its relations with, I'll say the US, because the US is almost like a stand-in for the rest of the world. So tell me about the relationship between China. Oh. Okay, that's interesting card. I don't know whether that's flung out or not, but you've got the Five of Swords there, which is self-sabotage and deception. Okay, this could be an interesting reading. Tell me about the relations between, unless that's what's gone on in the past, China and the US. Tell me about the relations between China, future relations between China and the US. Please, Spirit, tell me about look. Okay, at the moment it's seeing things from a different point of view. They're both seeing things from a different point of view. The Five of Pentacles, okay, this is the crossing of it. This is being left out in the cold monetarily. I think China has felt aggrieved about being left out from the rest of the world. Temperance is your balance and moderation. She's grounded spiritually and physically, but it's all about moderation. So that's a nice card to have at the base of the reading. In the past, we've got the Queen of Swords, so she is a direct and perceptive figure, slicing through, but you've got the five white doves, the doves of peace. So I think this is what's led up to now in the immediate past, not the distant past, in the immediate past. So there's a change of perception, a change of point of view. Crowning the reading is the Wheel of Fortune, so this is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, which is fantastic. So we've got Judgment. This is an inevitable ending. It's also a call to arms. So I think what's happening here is that the cycle that they've been in under the former guy and leading up to the former guy as well is going to end through diplomatic means and through the realization of moderation. So this is rising up, a coming together, a call to arms, a collective awakening, I think is probably the best way to explain this, as there is more sharing of ideas and fears and hopes, and all the rest of it is that there is a collective awakening between the two countries, that what they both wish for is the same as the other country. Okay, the Ten of Cups is going back to it can be going back to the past, but I don't think in this case, I think it's more about security and relationships, but this is security for the average person. It's going to happen fairly quickly. Hopes and Fears is the Queen of Cups. So she's a very inspiring young lady. She can have a revelation to reveal, but she's also very emotionally stable and intuitive. So this is the emotional stability between the two countries. We've got the two dogs on either side balancing her out, the two posts behind her, the pillar of wisdom. Yeah, so I think this is just the emotional stability between the two countries. Right, okay, there will be amongst some a perception of loss, however, so it's not going to be an easy path. However, there's these two cups in the background. It's not going to be easy. There will have to be give and take on both sides. However, there will be a rebalancing with the star. A rebalancing, this is the Star of Hope. She's pouring water, restoring both the land and the oceans. So she's a restorative and hopeful card. So there will be some tough negotiations, but there will be a restoring of the relationship between the two, and it is, as I said, the Star of Hope. Oh, and then the World. So this is ultimate achievement, attaining an extremely high goal on the world stage. So this is a lovely card to finish that outcome with. Base of the pack, reaping what you sow. Now, the Justice card is not necessarily justice. She's also about consequences and integrity. So I think there needs to be authenticity in the arrangements. There will be some difficult decisions that need to be made in regards to the contracts and agreements and partnerships. But in the end, it will be an increase in the strength between the two countries, and what we've got here, this is also a compassionate power. It's also about taking control, but I think in this case it's more about a compassionate power. You see that they're both facing the same direction, they both have the goal in sight, they're both calm and peaceful and looking forward towards a new dawn. So yeah, the two countries have their differences. The supposed patriotic, who don't seem to have the best interest of the US at heart, patriotic for the sake of their own interests, are stirring up the misinformation regarding China, but I don't see. I see the diplomacy going ahead under the guidance of Biden will mend a lot of bridges. There will be disappointment on both sides and achievement on both sides, but it will be for a better stability of the world. So I hope that was good. Okay. Love to you all. Take care and see you later. Bye-bye.